I was the poor girlfriend at my boyfriend's family reunion. What his grandmother whispered to me changed everything. Dating James meant entering a world I'd only seen in magazines. His family had a summer cottage with 8 bedrooms on Martha's Vineyard. Meanwhile, I grew up in a trailer park and worked 3 jobs to put myself through state college. Last month, he invited me to his family's annual reunion. I spent weeks thrifting for clothes that wouldn't scream doesn't belong. When we arrived, I was overwhelmed by the casual display of wealth, penned her cousins comparing their European vacations, aunts discussing their foundation work, uncles debating which boarding schools were still worth it. During dinner, James's mother asked what my parents did. When I explained my mom was a home health aide and my dad wasn't in the picture, the table went quiet. His aunt quickly changed the subject to someone's new yacht. I excused myself to the bathroom, fighting back tears. As I was fixing my makeup, James's 87-year-old grandmother entered. I braced myself for judgment. "You haven't touched your wine all night," she said, washing her hands beside me. "I am not much of a drinker," I replied. "Neither am I," she smiled. "They all think it's because I'm old. It's actually because I can't stand wasting $300 on a bottle that tastes the same as a $20 one." I laughed, surprised. She dried her hands and then said something I'll never forget. "You know, I was a secretary when I met to James's grandfather. His family was horrified. Parent expected him to marry some socialite. They treated me like I was invisible at every family event for years." She adjusted her pearl necklace. "The secret about old money families is they're terrified of people who recognize that all this," she gestured vaguely, "is just stuff." She squeezed my hand. "I see how James looks at you. Like his grandfather looked at me. That boy values what matters." That night, I stopped trying to hide my background. When someone mentioned their third home in Aspen, I laughed and shared stories about the community pool where I grew up. When they discussed private jets, I talked about my epic road trips in my 15-year-old Honda. By the end of the weekend, James's cousins were asking me for thrifting tips, and his uncle wanted my mom's contact info for his elderly father's care. James later told me his grandmother had pulled him aside and said, "That girl sees the real you, not the trust fund. Don't you dare lose her." Sometimes the richest people are the ones who recognize true value has nothing to do with a bank account.